guys, it's DeathBringer here from 11th Legion, but I'm bringing you a bit of a terrain showcase to show off my latest scenery projects that I've been working on. I'm going to be doing some tutorial video to basically make something very similar to this, which is a ruined building for 40k. This is just a foam board building with my own texture on the surface. I use baking powder here. On the base it's a goop mixture using sawdust. When the compressor goes off, fantastic. Sawdust for texture, and it's mixed with PVA glue, caulking gun, and that's something we'll go into there with further on. And there's this cardboard paving slabs around the outside. Very simple to make. And obviously there's goop mix around the outside, and the foam board is which obviously been built and then damaged and gouged and things like that. So that was the first building I made. So that was quite simple, obviously just a square base and build onto it. Now then I went on to some sort of bit more elaborate, so it was more, instead of just being a square, it was kind of an L shape with a fence around the outside and some a brickwork pattern doing it in the foam board and round the doors and the lower windows, and obviously the arch ceiling. I also just trying to get that in light and focus. The fence at the front there is balsa wood. I tried to make it look damaged around it and around the sides to kind of excuse not filling it in. Again, I wasn't really happy with this bit because I managed to get brush strokes appearing in front of PVA glue, which the texture picked up, but never mind. Also, if you can see there's used lollipop sticks for a wooden floor, and obviously went a bit further with the rubble to actually make it look like the floor rubber had piled in. And again, there's the paving stones around the outside and another one of those little windows. I also put a bit more a header like around the top of the building. I don't know if the header the right word for it, but again it picked up some of the PVA texture, but can't be helped sometimes. And the roof was actually, I think it's cross-stitching plastic mesh, cut up and stuck to the top, and obviously it's been textured. So that was building number 2. Next, I did a intact building, very basic, just a square. Made like a garage door. If you can see that, let's try and zoom in a bit to the panelling. Basically, stuck thin strips of cardboard on top of another piece of cardboard. Same fashion of how I made the door there. Let's try and get that in without whacking the camera. There we go. And again, the goop mix round the outside and made fence panels. Now, the reason why it's kind of gone for a camo netting effect rather than is because unfortunately the mesh I used was too small and the spray paint dried in the holes. So so you couldn't actually, instead of being like a mesh fence that you can see through, you couldn't actually see through it. So I decided to try and make it look like camo netting instead. So kind of worked, but not as best as I hoped. Again, it's like a filler based for the kind of concrete effect there, and obviously a slip down, and then the usual cardboard slabs. So that's my larger building. The next building was actually a collaboration. This was actually primarily built by Creenan for our terrain project. Kind of following a pattern on, I believe it's one of the 3rd edition rulebook or something like that. It's a foam board bunker. So the lid comes off, and again the cross stitch pattern was used inside to provide some detail. It's not a great deal of detail on the side. There's a doorway again with the layered bits of thin cardboard stuck on to simulate that, and using the texture of the baking powder again to make a concrete effect. Now the sandbags are actually made from milliput with actually using, I don't know if you can pick up that, there's actually a texture on them from that meshing I used on the fencing. Again, it's the base is used with the goop mix I used on all my scenery products now, but it's a bit thicker to represent trampled ground. The flock is actually my own I make from sawdust. It's a blend of different colours, and the lighter one is scattered on top. And again, I had a spare barrel, so I stuck that in as well. So that's Creedon's project. They painted that up and built that, and I did the sandbags and the flocking and the gooping. Right, and another project I've got on the go is this one's a work in progress. Is if we zoom out again, you can't actually see it all. Still can't see it all. Let's pull the camera back, eh? There we go. So this again was a simple foam board building. Invader, the first one I've showed you, and it was actually intended to be a modular bit to go with the first one. So if I get the first one and put it next to it, if we get the idea, because I don't know if you can see if we can see that the pavement actually lines up, and the rubble, so as does the rubble. So this one's intended to go with that one, and I was having, because there was quite a bit of time between the first building that's finished and this one. It's quite. I'm struggling to get the same texture colour in here to kind of match up the buildings, but they don't have to go together, so they might end up being two separate pieces. So that's for that one, and I'll get in the next piece. Right, and the next thing is a hill. It's not actually quite finished just yet. This is made from the pink foam, so it's the hardened high density foam. So give it a bit more strength, and the texture on the side was created using a metal ruler, basically just rubbing the metal ruler back and forth and against the edge, and it creates this lovely rocky kind of texture. And obviously I carved out a bit of the middle, and there's obviously a double layer effect going on here. This is just basically my sand mix with which got a few stones in there. And actually, this was 100% airbrushed, this piece of terrain. I think I might add some shading into the rocky sections, because it's a bit bright at the moment. It's a bit light, but again, I might add some flock in here. I'm not too sure what I'm going to do with this, but this is the first hill I've made using this technique, and I'm quite impressed with it. And again, it was airbrushed, 100% airbrushed. Not I used a single brush on this. Well, not apart from the airbrush, obviously, but you know what I mean. Anyway, guys, that's my terrain showcase for today. Let me know what you think. Comment, rate, and subscribe, and all that. Thanks for watching. This is Dan from 11th Legion. See you later.